Welcome to your weekly forecast. My name is Adina. I'm an intuitive astrologer. In these weekly videos, I go over the energy and the astrology for the week ahead. And in this video, we will be going over the energy for June 5th to June 11th, 2023. If you align with my energy and you enjoy my content, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. So we have quite a big week this week. We are coming off of that full moon in Sagittarius, which really could have activated something for you around relationships, self-worth, self-love. Venus was a very prominent energy with that full moon because the dispositor, the ruler of the full moon, which is Jupiter, was in Taurus, still conjunct the North Node. And so this last week, we were moving through a lot of energy. You may have even found that you had a lot of synchronicities coming up. Experiences, energy, situations, people coming in that were very synchronistic because we did have Jupiter conjunct the North Node. And so we also had Mercury conjunct Uranus on Sunday. This is where we could have really felt anxious. We could have had a lot of really unexpected messages coming in. This is a time where maybe your mind was running wild. Mercury conjunct Uranus can be an awakening energy, but it can also be a very anxious energy. So that is an energy we were moving through on Sunday. Coming into the week, we have on Monday, June 5th, we have Venus entering Leo, forming that opposition to Pluto. If you haven't checked out my Venus and Leo video, make sure you do that. I go over all of the major transits that Venus will be making while she moves through Leo, and I also get into all 12 rising signs. But this Venus opposition to Pluto in Leo, Venus being in Leo opposing Pluto can really trigger fears around self-worth, self-love, fears in relationships. This is a time where things can be brought to the surface. Things that are hidden can come to light. This is a very Pluto energy type of thing. And because Venus really rules our relationships, our self-love, self-worth, money, finances, this is also a time where we really don't want to be making any big purchases or committing ourselves to something that requires it's not like a Mercury retrograde, but it's just an intense energy that something may happen that is unexpected, something may be hidden, something may come to light later on down the road. It's just an energy that we really don't want to be signing the dotted line on and making big purchases or doing anything huge with our finances. Now with relationships, this is where you can experience power and control dynamics. This is where you can experience maybe things that are hidden coming to light in your relationships. Your boundaries may be tested at this time. This is a time where your self-respect may be tested and your self-worth. This is definitely a time and an energy that we want to have that awareness and be able to move through the energy with intention so we can transmute it. We can feel what is coming up. We have a better understanding of what is coming up. So definitely, Venus is very busy this week. On Monday, we have Venus entering Leo, opposing Pluto retrograde, which we are feeling that energy already now. On Wednesday, we have the moon conjunct Pluto. And so on Wednesday is where we can really feel the intensity of whatever is showing up for us. And also keep in mind that Venus is in Leo with Mars right now. So Venus doesn't actually form an exact conjunction to Mars, but she does move quite close. So it's almost like, because it's in Leo, this is very much an energy of wanting to be seen and maybe not feeling or being seen, wanting to feel loved, but not getting what you expect. There's expectations here that are not being met with this energy. So definitely something to be mindful of. On Thursday, we have Venus squaring the nodes. And so this is a point of time where you may feel that sudden urge of something or someone that needs to be released. When we have personal planets squaring the nodes, this is where we really want to move in two directions or bring something with us that's not in alignment. And we can't do both. There's a need to let go of something with this energy. So this is where you can have that realization of whatever this Venus opposition of Pluto is activating for you, whatever is coming in. This is when you can have that realization and understanding of what needs to be let go of and released, and that cannot move forward with you. And this can even be something that is blocking you in some way, whether it's someone, an experience, something that is just not in alignment and needs to be released. At the same time, with that energy, we have Mercury approaching the sextile to Neptune, which will come exact on Friday. So this can be a really beautiful energy because Neptune can be very creative, very imaginative, very spiritual. One thing that I always like to mention when we're dealing with the Neptune energy is escapism, illusion, delusion. These are all Neptune themes. So sextiles require your action. Action is needed here. It requires you to actually do something. It's not a trine or where something is coming in, or a square where there's some type of block. A sextile is where something or an opportunity can come in, but it really does require your action. Action is needed to take place. So this is a time where you may have an intuitive download, pay attention to what is coming in. This is a time where you can get some type of message to help guide you through this energy this week. So it's definitely something to be mindful of. Now, on Sunday, we have a very big day. We have the moon entering Aries. So this is where we're feeling very fiery. We want to watch for impulsiveness and anger, but this is also where we can feel that motivation and drive to really do what it is that we need to do at the time, whatever we're moving through at the time. This is where we can really feel that energy to go after and take action with what we are moving through. Now we have Venus squaring Jupiter. So again, there's more to this Venus story playing out, like I said, kind of all week. That's something that we're moving through. And again, this can have to do with some type of energy blockage that's coming up for you, some type of situation that is just not in alignment, that requires you to intentionally work through the energy. And with squares, there are lessons that can come from. They don't always have to be negative experiences. This can just be something coming in where it's like, okay, no, I'm not doing that. That doesn't feel right. I need to transmute it and do this. So that is what a square is. It's not where something, fabulous is coming in, but it's where something is coming in that requires your attention, and the energy can be transmuted. And this can also be a time of needing to release something as well. And this has to do with your Venus journey, whatever you are currently moving through this week with this Venus energy around your relationships, self-worth, self-love, your money, your values, your boundaries, your self-respect. However this energy is showing up for you, there's just more to the story coming in on Sunday that requires your attention, that requires you to move through something in some way. We also have Pluto re-entering Capricorn on Sunday. So again, I posted a video about this, but when Pluto re-enters Capricorn, this is a time where we are going over all of those themes and topics we've been moving through over the last few years. When Pluto retrogrades over those degree points, themes and topics and information, more is revealed around what we've been moving through the last few years, personally and collectively. So this is a time we really want to be aware of what we are seeing online, social media, news, all of that stuff. This is where a lot of secrets that were hidden can come to light. It's a retrograde period, so a lot is going to come out. There's going to be a lot of exposure at this time. It's only the last few degrees of Capricorn, and this is not the last time Pluto is going to re-enter Capricorn. There's one more time after this. So this is just an energy that we want to be mindful of, where the themes and topics that we have been moving through over the last few years, there's more information coming out, there's something more around that will be revealed personally and collectively. Now, one last thing we have on Sunday is Mercury entering Gemini. So Mercury is at home in Gemini. This can be a very beautiful energy for communicating, speaking, writing, connecting to other people, voicing, using your voice. And depending on where you have Gemini in your birth chart, this can help show you the themes and topics that you can be utilizing this Mercury and your energy with. But generally speaking, this is a very supportive energy to do anything that has to do with communicating, reading, writing, podcasting, anything like that. And Gemini does not stay in Mercury very long. Gemini enters Cancer. Mercury is only in Gemini for a couple of weeks, which I talked about on my June 2023 video, because I do a monthly video as well. So, and one other thing that I really want to note is that when Mercury enters Gemini, Mercury will form a trine to Pluto. So this is where we can have a breakthrough mentally. This is where we can have a really deep message coming in to help us with whatever it is we're moving through this week. This can be a very powerful energy because Pluto's very powerful. Now, at this point, Pluto's going to be in Capricorn, so it's a very different energy than Aquarius. And Mercury has to do with our mind and how we are communicating. This is actually in the intuitive download I just received, this is when we can hear something on the news or something can be exposed that we've been moving through. This is where something is coming in for us. So definitely interesting and something we want to pay attention to on Sunday. And again, this can be individually, collectively. Definitely, I think something we'll hear collectively, but individually, however you've been moving through that Pluto energy in Capricorn, whatever you've been moving through over the last few years, this is where maybe you get a message around that. Maybe there's clarity around that. There's something coming in for you that can shift your mindset in some way on whatever you've been moving through. So definitely an energy to be aware of. So my final thoughts really for the week is that we have a lot of Venus energy. There is a lot showing up here with your self-worth, your self-love, your relationships. And this is truly just a week to stand strong and in your boundaries, to have that self-respect, to know your worth and have that self-love and stand strong in your personal values, your boundaries, and just be mindful of what is coming up. It is going to feel intense. And so taking care of our energy this week is so important to keep our vibration high so that we are able to transmute anything that is coming in, be aware of anything that is coming in, and grow from all of these experiences. And just remember that everything is divinely guided. Everything is always right on time, and it is showing up for you for a reason. There is something to be gained from whatever is showing up, and sometimes our greatest blessings are disguised as our worst nightmare. And keep that in mind when working through some of this really intense energy, that sometimes we can feel like we're having a tower moment or everything is falling apart. But then when we move ahead and heal, we realize that we really truly needed it to happen. And it was all part of our personal evolutionary journey. So I hope you all have a great week, and I will connect with you in the next one.